Hello everyone, Wayne Motts, the President Emeritus and Historian at the Gettysburg Foundation, on the Gettysburg battlefield for an episode of Wall of Faces, Casualties at Gettysburg. This is where we take a photograph that is in the National Park Museum and Visitor Center, owned and operated, of course, by the Gettysburg Foundation, and we profile one Union and one Confederate soldier who were casualties here during the battle on roughly the same part of the battlefield at roughly the same time. And that's what we're going to do right now today. So today's feature will feature William Langley of Company E of the 1st Texas and Major James Cromwell of the 124th New York Volunteer Infantry Regiment, the unit we call the Orange Blossoms. I'm coming to you from the famed triangular field here, a triangle-shaped field bordered by a stone wall, and we're at the upper end of it here near Houck's Ridge at Devil's Den for July 2nd, 1863. Let's talk a little bit about William Langley. Langley was born in 1838, and according to the records we have, he's born in Fayette County, Tennessee. He's in the 1850 census from Fayette County, and then in 1860 he is shown in Harrison County, Texas. So his family relocates to Texas. On May 28, 1861, William Langley enlisted in New Orleans, Louisiana in Company E of the 1st Texas Volunteer Infantry Regiment, known as the Marshall Guards, because they were from Marshall, Texas. Not only does William Langley enlist, but his younger brother, 2 years younger than he is, also enlist. His name was Thomas Langley. Thomas will be discharged out of service, will rejoin in 1863. We're not sure whether he's actually at Gettysburg, but William Langley is in the service from 1861 all the way up to the Battle of Gettysburg. He's sick some of the time, he's on some extra duty, so he misses a lot of the major battles. Could be the reason why he's actually able to be in attendance here with this unit in the Battle of Gettysburg. William Langley is one of the first deaths of the 1st Texas here on July 2nd, 1863, attacking Devil's Den against the Union defense of the 3rd Army Corps. We have an account from James O. Bradfield of the 1st Texas, and I want to read this to you. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the order was given to advance in a long line. We moved quietly forward down the steep incline, gaining impetuous as we reached the more level ground below. The enemy had already opened fire on us, but we did not return it. Forward, double quick rang out, and then the Texans turned loose. Across the valley and over the stream that ran through it, they swept. Every man for himself. The first man down was my right fileman, William Langley, a noble, brave boy with a mini ball straight through his brain. I caught him as he fell back against me and laid him down dead. So Langley is killed instantly right over here behind me, one of the first deaths of the 1st Texas here on July 2nd, 1863. Some sources say that Langley is the unknown Confederate soldier in the famed dead sharpshooter image that is shown all over the country after the Battle of Gettysburg, but we don't know that for certain. Unfortunately for William Langley, killed here in the Battle of Gettysburg, he's got a tombstone in a cemetery, but we're not sure where his body rests today. He does have a cenotaph stone in a cemetery. Now, the defense against the 1st Texas is the famed 124th New York from Orange County, New York. And that's what we're going to talk about next, the famed Orange Blossoms and the major of that unit, James Cromwell. We just heard about William Langley of Company E of the 1st Texas, one of the first deaths of the 1st Texas, crossing that plain between Seminary Ridge, coming down in the valley and striking what is Houck's Ridge in the triangular field, and Langley's pierced through the head and killed. One of the defenders here is the Union subject of our Wall of Faces video here today, and that is Major James Cromwell. Now, Cromwell was born in 1840, and he is a native of Cornwall, New York. He married in 1861. He married in 1861 a lady named Anna W. Barton, and she was from Troy, New York. The couple relocated and went to Brooklyn, New York. So before the Civil War, James Cromwell's in Brooklyn, New York. Civil War breaks out. He goes in to the 124th New York. He becomes the major. And here in the Battle of Gettysburg, he will be mounted on a horse leading an attack down into the triangular field when he's shot in the body and killed. Now, the colonel of the unit, Van Horn Ellis, looks and sees that Major Cromwell's down, and he basically tells the men, "My God, men, your major is down, go get him." And the men rush forward in a counterattack, retrieve Major Cromwell's body, and bring it back up here behind the memorial that is here behind me to the 124th New York. During that period of time, Colonel Van Horn Ellis, the colonel of this regiment, is shot in the forehead and killed. The lieutenant colonel of this unit, Francis M. Cummings, is wounded because an artillery shell explodes and puts the carriage of an artillery piece here nearby from Smith's New York Independent Battery up against him and injures him. So all three of the field officers, two of them are killed, one of them are wounded. Major Cromwell, out here on the battlefield, he had a little locket with his family inside that, with his to remember his wife. Had a locket with as a remembrance of his family. And Major Cromwell's body will be removed from Gettysburg. Colonel Van Horn Ellis's body will be taken out of Gettysburg, and both of them now rest in cemeteries in the state of New York. So James Cromwell, the major leading this assault against the 1st Texas, right after William Langley is killed, dies fighting for the 124th New York, defending Houck's Ridge here in the Battle of Gettysburg. I sure hope you've enjoyed this Wall of Faces segment. William Langley, the 1st Texas, and Major James Cromwell of the 124th New York, the Orange Blossoms. If you like this, please follow us on our videos, like us, share them around, and we thank you for your support, not only these videos, but for the Gettysburg Foundation and the philanthropic work we do as the partner of the Gettysburg National Military Park. Thank you very much.